On the subject of Robert Greene, is it The Art of Seduction that he's written as well? There's a seduction book that he's
The
done.
Seduction book is called The Art of Seduction.
Okay, there was a prisoner who read that, and they kept moving him from yard to yard because every yard he went to, he was using techniques from that
Mm,
book to seduce female staff members, and he'd end
yeah,
up having sex with them. No matter where they put him, they'd move the female guard to a different yard, they'd put him on a different yard, and he'd just use the techniques on another woman and seduce her as well.
yeah.
Did you see anything like that? Guards having sex with prisoners.
Mm. Well, with regards to The Art of Seduction is an extremely powerful book. Even where it warns you when you read the 48 Laws of Power, it says once you've read this book, there isn't really any going back because it does become
Changes your worldview, doesn't it?
100%, and a lot of it can become a working part of your mind, and it can affect your interpersonal relationships and friendships because you can become quite untrustworthy of people. But The Art of Seduction documents all the most successful seductors of women, and it'll teach you all these like incredible. It teaches you how to make women fall in love with you, but it teaches you how to do it in a ruthless and brutal way and to never kind of attach to them. So if a woman says to you something like, "Oh, when I was a little girl, it always used to snow at my dad's house, and there was deers in the garden. Remember that, and it's a really fond memory." The Art of Seduction will teach the person to recreate that memory and put artificial snow around the house when she comes home from work, get some deers.
Snow globes and
Yeah.
bambies.
And the woman's just like that, like just falling in love with them. And but with regards to your question about, so yeah, it's a very, very, very powerful book. The with regards to your question about guards having sex with inmates, that is going on, I would probably say, in nearly every single prison in England and Wales at the moment. The figures for officers getting suspended and dismissed for it, as well as bringing drugs in, are probably 300 or 400 every year. It's happening all the time, and it's something that you never see with your own eyes. It's something that you never see.
It's in the broom closet.
And you sit there, you're on these landings, and you think, like, where can you have sex with a female officer? But it happens all the time. It's going on big league. I think that it happens when they do the daily checks. So they come in, check the bell, check the light, and all that kind of stuff. I think it just happens then, quick 2 minutes. And you only ever hear about it after but they've been sacked or moved.
Someone's got jealous and put a kite in.
Yeah, because
That's out of 48 laws, isn't it, as well, to avoid those people.
avoid,
You've got something good going on, they're going to sabotage it.
avoid the unlucky and the miserable or something. They just drain all your positive energy from you, and they do. It's true. Who you have around you is very important.
Where I was at in the first year in the county jail, Towers Jail, medium security, there was a youngster in there. When I say youngster, maybe about 20 or so. And one of my co-defendants, Joey Crack, was a cellmate with him. And he said, "Look, youngsters seduced this guy, and this guy was beautiful brunette." And I was like, no way, no way. He goes, "Well, tonight, after lockdown, watch the fishbowl, because he dances naked for her at the front of the cell when no one else can see, and you'll see her smiling at him."
Yeah.
And I did, and he was, and they were getting together and stuff. Like, she'd get him out to do cleaning duties and take him away where no one could see.
Yeah.
But because word got out, people are like, "Well, if he's getting some, why aren't I getting some? Well, if I'm going to get him out of the way and try and play him myself." That was their attitude. Or I'm just going to spoil this for him because I can't get any. That's the attitude of some people.
Yeah. It's a situation where, I think once it's happened, it's never going to end well, because other people will find out, people will get jealous, and notes will go in boxes. And it's just a recent one in Winchester. The lady was having sex with him. Then she got moved to another unit. It was in the newspaper recently. She got moved to another unit, but even when she got moved to the other unit, she was still sending her underwear and photos of herself to a male officer to give to this guy.
God bless her.
But yeah, they fall pregnant. They leave. Sometimes they stay together.
What do you think motivates female staff to have relations with prisoners?
It's a difficult one, Shaun, because it's a bit of a mystery. Regards to from the prisoner perspective, I think it's money and greed, because they kind of manipulate them, and then they're getting them to bring ounces of heroin in.
Yeah, they're seducing them to bring the drugs in. That's a big thing. Yeah,
I think from the female perspective, it's difficult. I would say that no matter how much training, because even though the training's minimal, it's a few weeks up in the Midlands, and they teach you how to cut someone down from a noose, and that's about it, and fold you up on the floor. But you can't prevent human chemistry, and I think the only way a female officer would ever be interested in you as a male prisoner is if she likes you. I don't think you can. I think it's very, very difficult to if they're not interested in you, to seduce them. The art of seduction says any woman who is not happy can be seduced. So maybe I'm wrong, but I think the women who end up in sexual relationships with prisoners in this country happens because she likes them. But then men are terrible at reading signals. Men are terrible at reading the signals that a woman would show that she's interested, where she reveals her wrists and strokes her hair and her neck and touches here and all this kind of stuff. Like, I would notice that stuff. I'll be over the moon if a female guard would show me them signals, or an education, a pretty education lady, or I think you can't stop human chemistry. I think that the art of seduction teaches you that naturally, as human beings, we want what we can't have. So there's probably an element of that going on, because it's wrong, it's taboo, and it just happens. And I think it happens quickly. People in prison are manipulative. So maybe it's a combination of the chemistry and the manipulation. And but this guard in Winchester, I mean, there'd be no drugs on the wing. She'd be off for a week. She'd come on duty, and then the whole wing would be flooded with heroin. And then like all the lads are coming back from the gym with all their tops off, and she's there, and they're all like hovering like flies around them. And if you're a prison officer who's been there 25 years, you're going to clock that straight away, aren't you? You're going to just clock it immediately.